so much. Thank you so much. Yes. Now, as you can see here, guys, this will help you a lot. Remember, I think you are lucky in your case, guys. For you guys, they draw these accounts for you. Okay. And Gateko, my YouTube channel is, let me write it for you. It is growing, to be honest. It is growing. I think we are almost on 4,400 subscribers. I think it's a good thing, guys. You know, not many people are doing accounting. So for me to reach 4.4 to be 4.5 now, I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Even most of the colleges, I'm telling you, don't have the same subscribers. So please, let's grow the channel, guys. Maybe one day I'm going to have Sylvester College. What do you think? Sylvester College of Education. It's okay. Now let's continue, guys. Luckily, they will draw this for you. I don't know. Yeah, I think they're gonna give you the formats. So let's say, for example, you don't know what to do next. So by writing capital here, it shows you that the next account is called capital. So we are going to open capital account. Okay. So again, I want you to note this down. Please note this down. I'm going to ask you for this amount of 127. I'm going to need it because I'm going to open the capital account. Okay. So I'm going to switch over. I'm giving you a few seconds just to take a screenshot, or you can write it for me on the chat here. It's okay. We can do that. Okay. So I'm going to move on now in a few seconds. Now, let me move on. The next account, as you can see, is capital account. But be careful now. Capital account is not part of the nominal accounts. So in other words, we're not going to treat it like trading account, like profit and loss account. So those who have been asking about the balance brought down and the balance carried down, here is the time for us to deal with those things. So when you treat capital account, guys, do not treat it like trading account and profit and loss account. It's just that the capital account is affected by what? By those trading accounts and the profit and loss account. So now we have to start doing what we have been doing all along. Okay? From the previous sections, when you deal with the general ledger account, remember the unit number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first thing that we need to do here is to go and find the capital balance. So if you can check on top here, there is a capital balance of how much? Of 215,000. Yes, there's a question here. Isn't brought down and carried down only for the... No, remember, brought down and the carried down can be it can be for all the accounts. Unless if they say you must deal with the closing transfers. So under closing transfers, we don't do the balance brought down and the balance carried down. The closing transfers is when I talk about the profit and loss and the trading account. All the other accounts, guys, if they want you to open them, you will have balance brought down and the carried down. Can you see now? So only trading account and the profit and loss account, those are the accounts which we do not say balance carried down and the balance brought down. Are you okay, Dylan? So yes. So now I'm opening capital. I can see the balance of capital on the credit side. So I'm gonna put the days now, guys. Remember, I didn't put the days before, but now let me just say, if I had to put the date, so I'm dealing with which year? 2019 June. I will say okay. And let me just change. Okay. Don't have space, guys. I'm gonna say 2019. I'm gonna say, I'm just trying to fit everything here, guys. Sorry. June, and then I'm gonna put the end because the closing transfers are dealt with at the end of the period. So put this date, guys. We are going to give you a mark. We're gonna allocate marks for this. Okay. So please make sure that you put the dates. I was not putting the dates for the sake of, remember, time. Time was of utmost importance. So that is the date. And firstly, I must go to the capital here. As you can see, the balance of capital is on the credit side. So I'm gonna, oh, sorry, I made a mistake already. So I'm not gonna put this date here. So I was supposed to put it here, but I'm still going to come to this side. So I'm going to come here because the balance is on the credit side. Sorry guys, I made a mistake with that, but don't worry, I'm still going to need it. But for now, I was supposed to put the date here, June the 30th. Why do I put it here? Because the balance is on the credit side. So wherever you see the balance, you must put it as it is, okay? And you say balance carried down, and C/D, and then the balance carried down is 215. Please talk to me if you are lost. That's how you put the balance. Can you see now? Even if I can say open the balance of loan account, you're gonna put balance brought down credit 150,000. So the balance you just have to check where it is here, and then it's the credit side, and you come to the credit side. Remember, this is the credit, okay, and this is the debit. So your balance must come to the credit side. Is everyone okay so far? Sorry, man, I don't know what's happening with me today. Sorry, Cherry, I made a mistake. It must be brought down. Sorry about that. Sorry, guys. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. I call this an adult error. You know, adults sometimes don't make mistakes. You know, I think you know by now. Sorry about that. This balance brought down. The carry down is still coming. Okay. So it must be brought down. Thank you so much, Cherry, for that. Thank you so much. Carry down will be when we balance it thereafter. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Now, okay, let's continue now. Before we forget, remember from the previous, I said to you, take a screenshot of the profit and loss account. And if you can check that profit and loss account, on the debit side of that profit and loss account, we had capital. Remember, it was from the debit side, meaning now we must bring it to the credit side. So we must come here to the credit side, and we must say profit and loss. I hope you remember that. And the amount was 127,605. Thank you so much for that, Sherry. Can you see? So that's why I said to you guys, you need to remember. Don't forget that. Can you see? From trading account, we went to the profit and loss. From the profit and loss, we come to capital account. So if you can check this amount of 127, you will see it on the debit side of the profit and loss. That's why I wrote profit and loss here. I hope everyone is following, but if you don't understand, let me know. And now, I think maybe by the time when you are lecturers, you know, when they introducing this accounting to you, from the first unit and the second unit, they gave you the categories of accounts, the groups of accounts, where we had assets, owners' equities, liabilities, incomes, and expenses. And under owners' equities, there were only two examples, namely capital and drawings, meaning capital and drawings fall under owners' equity, but drawings are negative owners' equity, capital positive owners' equity. So meaning drawings have got a negative impact on owners' equity. So whenever you see capital, make sure that you affect capital with the drawings. So now, because we said capital has got a negative impact on the, let's say we said drawings has got a negative impact on capital. So we must also transfer the drawings. As you can see here, we've got the drawings here. Can you see these drawings? These drawings must affect capital. But remember, drawings is not a positive thing, it's a negative thing. So what must we do? Write it down, guys, because this one you can forget. You must always make sure that you record drawings in the capital account, because drawings has got a negative impact on the capital account. So make sure that you don't forget, because if you forget, you're going to lose marks. So how much is that drawing? Let's check the drawings once again. Is 17,860. So this one, guys, if you're not careful, you are going to forget. So always make sure that you transfer drawings to capital. Always. So in a nutshell, in the capital account, you must put the balance of the capital, you must put the profit and loss amount, and you must always put the drawings. And why is drawings on the debit side? Yes, we get the profit and loss from the profit and loss account. Perfect, perfect. Yes, you are correct. So we get the profit and loss from the, remember we open the profit and loss account is where you find this. So it means if you didn't open the profit and loss, you won't find this amount. Perfect, perfect, student, perfect. So I hope everyone understands. Perfect episode, you are on fire. Now it's time for us to balance. The same procedure, guys. Which side is the biggest? I think we can just see that the biggest side is the credit side. Which is how much? Let's check. Which is how much? 342 605. Because you must practice how to balance that. Is it six? How much is it? We say 215 plus 127. Eh? Okay, please correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, perfect. That's the first step, guys. Remember, guys, you must know how to balance correctly, because even if your account, the figures are wrong, and you balance your account correctly, you will still get marks for that. Okay, make sure that you do that. Jessica said, are these all the accounts for capital? Yes, Jessica, these are all the accounts for capital. I repeat, we have got the balance, we have got the profit and loss, we have got the drawings. You won't find the other account that you can find here, Jessica, is when this, for example, they gave you a transaction whereby they say during the period, the owner made additional contribution of 5,000. So if the owner made additional contribution of 5,000, you were supposed to see maybe bank here of 10,000. They say, Masha, will it almost? Yes, it will always be like this. The only thing that I can add is when, let's say, like I said, the owner made additional contribution during the period. So you will, let's say the owner brought 10,000 cash. You were supposed to see bank here on the credit side, and then you were supposed to see 10,000 here. Can you see now? Only if they gave you something like that. Thank you so much. Masha, I was just trying to give an example. If the owner brought 10,000 during the period, I will say bank on the credit side here and 10,000. No, Masha, if he contributed 5,000, I'll put 5,000. It depends how much did he contribute. No, it's okay. I was just trying to give an example randomly. Okay, so it can be any amount. Okay, it can be any amount. So it depends on the transaction. Yes. Okay. Remember, I'm thinking about too many things at the same time. I'm trying to give you examples. Now, after doing that, is then that we find the difference between the sides. Remember the smallest side. You must go and find the smallest side. The smallest side is where you're going to find the difference. So what you must do now, you must take this 342,605 minus 17,860. That will be called balance. Thank you so much, Jessica, for that. We call it balance carried down. And then Jessica said it's 324. Thank you so much for that. 745. Thank you so much for that. Can you see how do we find any questions, guys? Now the difference between the sides, because this side is 342 and 342. So you just have to take 342 and minus the other side, which is 17. You get this amount. This is called balance carried down. Okay. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Now, after saying balance carried down, you must bring it down. Can you see now? Now you must come on the other side here, but the date will be a little bit different now. So the date, if you want to put the the date must be the date for 2019. Tristan, you can ask a question if you want. Tristan, you can ask a question. Thank you, the first, you're correct. I don't know, guys, if you are trying to use the audio, guys, I can't hear anything now. Please try to write the messages down. Okay, sorry about that. The balance brought down. I'm still writing, guys, it will appear. Sorry, guys. 324,745. That's how it will look like. Okay. So that is how. Okay, there's a question here. What is the difference between carry down and the brought? Okay, carry down is like the difference which we made during the period. The minute we say brought down, it means this will be the opening balance for next period. I don't know if you understand me, Tristan. So brought down means is the amount that we are going to start with the next period. That's why here you can see here, Tristan, you can see here, we said balance brought down here because this was the brought down from the previous month or the previous year. Again, we say that, so if let's say, for example, we want to deal with the books for July, so we're going to start with this balance. It's the balance at the beginning or at the end of the period. Carry down is the missing figure or the current difference for that particular month. This is how the capital account looks like. Okay? Now, guys, remember here we are trying to, we don't have time, but with this time we must try to do. So they can ask you this differently in the future. Honestly speaking, guys, this is the same as, maybe you've seen this before. They can ask you for something called, let me write it down, statement of changes in equity. Have you seen this statement before? Let me see, yes or no. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this statement before? They can ask you this. Can you see now? They can ask you a statement. Guys, okay, now let me show you. I didn't want to show you this, but now I must show you because I'm worried because in the exam they can ask you this because it's the same. So if they ask you for the statement, they want you to rearrange this capital. So let me show you now. I think, guys, you are happy to meet me. Don't you think that you are happy to meet me? A man of my caliber? Are you happy? Otherwise, I stop this lesson. I stop this lesson. Yes. Otherwise, I stop the lesson. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Now, perfect. Tristan. Okay, now, if they ask you for the statement, guys, I don't want surprises in the exam. In other words, the statement of changes in equity is like they want the capital account in a statement way. So this is how it will look like. I'm going to show you now. You're going to have balance at the beginning. So the balance at the beginning is how much? It's 215. Can you see now? 215. Can you see now? That's how they want it. And then you're gonna say, for example, it depends. You can that the order doesn't matter. You can add profit and loss. Anything can happen, I'm telling you. 127,605. You see now? And then you less drawings, which is 17860. And then you get balance. Which is 324,745. So they can ask you something called, can you see now? So that, can you see, it will look like this. the statement. Can you see now? They can ask you. So for me, the statement of changes in equity, they're just meaning they want capital not in an account way or account format. They want capital in a statement way. Can you see these things are the same things? It's just that the way you present them is not the same. Do you understand what I just did, ladies and gentlemen? So you must be careful. This is what they can ask you. It's part of the syllabus. It's part of the syllabus, so it's part of the scope. So they can ask you this. Do you understand, guys, what I just did? It's not a silly question, don't worry. If the balance is positive for capital, yes, that's true. The balance will always be on the credit. You're the question. You're correct. Perfect. Thank you, guys. Yes, you can say something. Thanks, guys. So I'm trying to show you the different things, guys. I'm trying to show you Sylvesterish things, if you know what I mean. If it is not Sylvesterish, it's not authentic. I'm joking, guys. I'm just praising myself because I don't have to wait for anyone to praise me. Can I continue? Perfect now. Perfect. Guys, this is the end of this section in an account way. I don't know if you've got any question, guys. Because of time, I was trying to show you the general, just a little bit of general for this one, but I'm afraid because of time. But if you insist that I must show you the GJ, I can show you a little bit of GJ, and then we'll never know. But what do you think? Do you want me to show you the GJ? The trial balance, I think let's leave the trial balance for now, guys, because I'll see if I can, because the trial balance, I think that one can be, sometimes they don't even set that trial balance. Can you see now? That's what I'm trying to say. I just want to focus on the things that I think you need to get marks out of for now. But yes, with time, I can go and explain the trial balance. Even though I don't have a question for it yet, I can go and check the trial balance thereafter. Let's see. Last question. If the capital is a negative balance, yes, it goes to the debit side. Cherry, it goes to the debit balance. It goes to the debit balance. Okay, guys, let's agree. Do you want me to show you the GJ on this one quickly? Not everything, but just part of it. Okay, let me see the majority. Matt said yes, Masha. Okay. Okay, let me just show you guys because GJ. Yeah. Let me show you the GJ, guys, before we go to the next thing. But I don't have the trial balance question, guys, because for me, I didn't read it like something that I have to do, but I can just find it quickly. I don't know. The one with the correction of errors, yeah, but I won't have enough time for it, guys. So let me go to the GJ quickly. Masha, YouTube video for what? For which one? For trial balance. Yes, I will try to do it. Ne? I will check my schedule. I don't know, when are you writing? You're writing on the 9th. Ne? Yeah, I think I can do something. Yes. I think I'll try to find time in between to do that. Yes, because okay, no problem. I think there's still time. I can do that. Ne? Now, let me, because I'm still here, guys. I'm still here. I'm still here. So, what if they ask you for the, like I said, the GJ? Ne? I'm gonna remove this. Yes, so I'm gonna try and squeeze everything here, guys. Remember, guys, it's not all about finishing. What we just have to get as much information as possible today. Okay, whether we finish or not, it doesn't matter. So whatever we've learned today, we need to make sure that we understand it. That's how we pass. Can you see now? Yes, we capitalize on what we know. Let me draw this. Okay, still writing, guys. Still writing the formats. Diane, I think, yeah, some of you need 30% only to pass, depending on your case mark, okay? Now, let me show you this case. I want to start now. I'm going to start now. So I'm going to start, even though I've showed you the other one. Remember, I said we have to start here. I've showed you the first thing. The first thing that we need to do here is to start the sales returns. Okay, guys, listen to me now. I don't have enough time, but I'm just going to show you the technique only for today. Only the technique. Now, firstly, write it down. Write the notes down there. Write the notes down there. The first thing when you deal with the closing transfer, doesn't matter. Number one, write it down. I'm going to write it down for you again. The first one, transfer. That's the first thing. Transfer sales returns to sales. That's the first step. I put it for you there. That's the first step. Transfer the sales returns. Okay, there's a question. So will this only maybe be? Yes, it's part of the syllabus. They can choose anything. That's why I say I can leave it. They like general ledger accounts, but GJ is also part of the syllabus. Do you think I can leave it, guys, or can I still continue with it? Maybe you understand it. Can I continue? Okay, it means yes. Okay, thank you. I'll continue. Okay, but yeah, because I don't want you to know if they said it, we must be ready for them. Must be ready for them. Okay, now let's start. I hope you wrote the first step. Transfer sales returns to sales. That's the first step. We go to the sales returns here, and then we are dealing with the sales returns. We only look at the amount for sales returns. Now, because the sales returns has been debited, now we must do the opposite when we transfer it. We are going to credit it. So meaning the sales will be debited. Remember, the one that you debit must always come first. So this is what I'm going to do. The first thing here, I'm going to debit sales. And how much is that amount? Remember, I'm not dealing with the sales, I'm dealing with the sales returns. But the fact is, I'm transferring the sales returns to sales. That's why I'm involving sales. I think you must understand why. Because there was a question, why am I using sales? So I'm transferring sales returns. So I say sales returns, and I'm transferring it. Okay, let me just change the spelling here. Sales returns. One, 2, 5, 7, 5. Can you see what I did? The main thing here is all about the sales returns. So focus on the sales returns, and you can find sales returns on the debit side. So when you go to the GJ, do the opposite. You put it on the credit side. Can you see now? And it's then that you can know where to put sales. Does this make sense, ladies and gentlemen? So at the moment, guys, I don't have time to go into details. I want you to understand this entry first. That's how we transfer. So the main thing here is sales returns. The first step, like I said, we transferred sales returns to sales. So when I say transfer sales returns to sales, you must know under which side of the sales returns must I record and under which side of the sales must I record for me to transfer the sales returns. So if you can check the sales returns here on the debit side. So if I transfer them, it means I'm taking them out. I must credit them. So that's why I credited sales returns here instead of debiting. Like I said, Tristan, I'm not dealing with sales yet. I'm dealing with sales returns. So the amount of 762 is still coming. I'm only transferring sales returns to sales. Because if I cannot write sales here, how will I know that I transferred sales return to sales? So this means I transferred sales returns to sales. That's the only reason I have that. Are we together? Let me see. Yes, yes, yes. Otherwise, I'm on strike. I'm not doing anything. Thank you very much. Thank you. Step number 2, transfer sales to trading account. That is step number 2. Yes, you are correct. Z. Please write these steps down. Now we transfer sales to trading account. The same thing, the same technique. I know if I say transfer sales to trading account, meaning the two accounts are sales and trading account. But remember, we focus on sales. I go and check my sales. Can you see I've got sales here and the amount of sales is under the credit. So it means I'm going to do the opposite. It means sales will be debited. Can you see now the same procedure? But before we do that, remember the sales amount is how much? It's 762. But already we transferred sales returns to the sales, meaning the amount of sales will now change. Won't be 762,575 because 1257 has been returned. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll give you time to ask a question. So I'm going to take that. I don't know if space, guys. I'm going to use abbreviation 762 minus 12,575. I'm doing that because of space, okay? That is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to have 750. Can you see now? That's how I must do it. Because if I put 762 only, it will mean that I didn't return some of the goods. No, we don't take VAT here. Remember, VAT is not taken into account. VAT will affect SARS. Okay, we don't take VAT into consideration. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? So now you have finished with the sales. Can you see those who were saying, why not sales? No, remember step by step. Now I was focusing on the sales. That's why I'm using sales. No, don't use VAT here. These are not the transactions. These are the final accounts. VAT is on its own. Don't use VAT here. Don't calculate VAT at all. Take the amounts as they are. We only calculate VAT when they ask you to deal with the journals themselves, the CBRs, the CBPs, and things like that. But here, these are just the balances, meaning VAT has been calculated already. Don't use VAT here at all. They're just confusing you. They're just giving you too much information to confuse you. Don't touch them. Is everyone okay, guys? Mash, you said, why isn't the 1275 not added? Not added where? Just elaborate on that. Because already, we are talking about here. We can't add because Mash, let me give you a practical example. I sell goods to my customers for 10,000 and they return goods for 4,000. My sales are not 10,000 anymore. My sales are 10,000 minus what they returned. My sales will only be 6,000. Does that make sense, Masha? Okay, no problem. I'm happy if it makes sense. Thank you so much. Any other questions, guys, before I continue? Never ever calculate VAT here. These are the closing transfers. So if they ask you questions like this, year-end adjustment, do not calculate VAT. These are not transactions. We only calculate VAT if they gave us transactions. Perfect. Step number 3, transfer cost of sales to the trading account. Step number 3, transfer cost of sales. Who can try this, guys? Using the same procedure. What do you think will be the two accounts? Which account must I debit and which account must I credit on step number 3? Which account must I debit? Just try. I'm just giving you the platform, guys. I know no one is perfect, but I'm just checking which account must be debited and which account must be credited. You are on fire mesh here. You are on fire mesh. So I'm going to say, I'm going to debit trading account. And the amount is 516 390. Thank you so much for that. And I'm gonna credit cost of sales. I'm just gonna abbreviate, guys, because of space. Can you see, guys? You can use the technique. The reason why I don't explain, I don't have time. That's why I said if I can show you this technique of mine, I think it will help you a lot, guys. Is it always trading account when it comes to cost of sales? Yes. When you are doing the close, remember when I started here, Jaden, I gave you a theory around these things. I said sales, cost of sales. You remember I put them in a box, in a cycle. I said they go to the trading account. So sales and cost of sales and related items go to the trading account. But incomes and expenses go to the profit and loss. Yes, you are correct, Jaden. Any question about this? Are you good, Jaden? No problem. Step number 4. Transfer gross profit to profit and loss. That is step number 4. Remember, the gross profit is what, remember when we had to balance the trading account? The trading account is where we calculated gross profit. So in a nutshell, the gross profit is the difference between sales and cost of sales. So when you take sales less cost of sales, you get your gross profit. That's a fact. So if you take your sales and you less cost of sales, you get your gross profit. And then which account did we use to calculate gross profit? That account is trading account. So trading account is used to calculate gross profit. So it was easy under the accounts, but now we can easily do that. So if you take your sales, you can see your sales is how much? Is 750, and you minus your cost of sales of what? Of 516. That would be your gross profit. And that gross profit must be transferred to the profit and loss. How much do you think we have? What is the gross profit in this case? Yes, remember this amount. We remember this amount. Can you see now? Remember, normally when they ask you the GJ, they don't ask you for the general ledger account. You can't copy and paste. You must just know how to do it directly from the trial balance. So what we need to do, so if we transfer, we take sales, we minus cost of sales to get gross profit. Sales here are 750, cost of sales is 516. Okay. Now, so if you transfer gross profit to the profit and loss account, The question is, under profit and loss, under which side are you going to transfer that gross profit? Is it going to be the debit side or the credit side? And how can you know that? Is the gross profit an income or expense? So that can help you a lot. Who can tell me, under which side of the profit and loss must I transfer 233,610? I'm transferring to, it's going to be credit because gross profit is an income. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have, because I'm transferring, let me write it down here. I'm going to have, okay, guys, please just hold for a moment. Just hold for 1 second for me, guys. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Sorry, guys, I was trying to sort out something. Do you understand the reason why I'm doing this? Sorry, guys, at the same time, I'm sorting out something here, but I think I can. So this is how you must do it. Remember, this was the amount that we made, the gross profit. We transferred like this. Guys, because of time, I think I don't have to continue further, unless if you don't mind if I just do this only, because I'm telling you it's going to take us time. So do you think I can just continue with this kind of a question? Do you want me to continue or touch on something else? Because it's better for me to touch on different things quickly. Because this one we can't finish. Okay, guys, let me just try something else. Hopefully thereafter I can be able to come back, okay, to do something else before we finish. Let me try to share something else. I don't have the trial balance question at the moment, unfortunately, Jaden. I know, guys, there's a lot to be done. I know, that's why I'm just trying to select things that I think you need, because you're going to find them, like it or not, you're going to find them in the exam. So I just want to, there's a lot of stuff, I know. For me, even these hours are not enough. I'm telling you, they are not enough. But I'll try this. We'll see if time allows us. I'm trying to find a question there. Where is that question? Struggling here. Can you see I've got too many questions of which I cannot do? So I'm going to focus on this one for now. I think all of you need this one for now. I think they like this, unfortunately, in the exam. They like this. So we must do how to. I'm going to show you the general ledger accounts, guys. Is it okay if I show you the GL accounts for this? Okay, I'm going to show you guys. So they normally give you something like this. They normally give you something like this. Okay, just hold for a moment, guys. Just hold for, I'm gonna open the accounts for now. Let me just hold for a few seconds. Let's start. I think now we are ready for action. Now, let's talk. Someone said EMP, I'll do it thereafter. Okay, so let me start with this. Okay, someone said EMP, I'm gonna start with it, no problem. Let me start with it. I'm gonna start with this one. Okay, I think everyone likes this one. I'm gonna start with this one. Yeah. So I think you understand the theory around that. So I'm not going to go through the theory around that. So I think you understand the logic around this. Okay, so EMP 201, guys, remember, you only pay few things. I'm going to write down here. We only look for UIF. Okay. We only look for SDL. And we only look for PSUN. Okay. So I want us to understand what's going on. I think that's what I'm saying. I think you know the theory around these ones. Okay, and you must know that these payrolls have been divided into two. Okay, firstly, you can see here, from here up to the net salary. Can you see here? Let me draw a line so that you can see what I'm talking about. Up to here. Okay, let me draw. I'm dividing. What's happening with the technology today? I'm dividing this into two. Can you see this one up to here? So this side is the employee side. In other words, if you are working, your pay slip will have everything on this side. And this side is what the employer contributed. So this will help you a lot, because the way you record this will affect you. So now, let's start with the employee side, because I normally like starting from the employee side. Remember, I said you only have to consider these three things. These things are paid to SARS. So, meaning in a nutshell, this account, for me to understand, I normally say, okay, this account is called SARS to make it, easier. So I call it SARS EMP account. So to SARS, we only pay the following to SARS. Are we together? We only pay UIF, SDL, and pay. And sometimes the site, but site is something else that I'm going to talk maybe at a later stage. Someone wants to talk? You can say something. Someone is cooking? No problem. Now, firstly, just know that this account is a liability. It decreases here and it increases here. Someone is showering in front of us. Is Jaden, are you? Okay. Please, someone switch off your mic. Please switch off your mic. Rike, please switch off your mic. Rike. Can I take Rike out of the group for now? Can I continue, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, no problem. Now, I was saying, guys, this account is a liability. Okay, so I think you understand the rule. So if you can understand this, it means we collect this, we take it to SARS. So firstly, let's start with the UIF here. As you can see here, we've got UIF. And to show that this money has been, remember, this money has been collected from our employees. So we didn't pay yet, we only collected. So if we collect, it means we owe SARS. So it means we must come and show that we owe SARS. We must come to the credit side and write UIF. I'm still writing, it will come. Salary, I'm just salary. I'll explain. Expense. You can, what is this? Is this our, let's see. This is our salaries. You can just write SJ. Sorry guys, I'm still writing, so it's gonna come, don't worry. It's 497.11. Let me explain. So it must be like this. Some of you can write SRJs, doesn't matter, it's SJ here. Now, this UIF, as you can see here, we take the totals, because what I realized from my past experience, from my students, what my students do, they take these figures one by one. They won't give you marks, guys. You only transfer the totals. As you can see here, we look at the total here. You transfer them one by one, you lose marks. Please do not lose marks unnecessarily. I think we are together on this one. Okay. So what we need to do, we need to make sure that we know that we transfer the totals. So why is it important for us to write salary expense? The minute I see salary expense, it means this amount comes from the employee. Because as you can see here, we also have UIF here. Can you see the UIF here? Same amount. So I must also transfer it. So the way I put it, I must be able to differentiate the amount. So when I transfer the one from the employer, I'm going to write UIF contribution. SJ. You see I've got two amounts. So if I read this amount, I can easily understand. The minute I see salary expense, it means this amount comes from the employee. The minute I see, sorry, I made a mistake here, UIF contribution, the minute I see the word contribution, it means it comes from the employer. Meaning in the fund, you are going to have double the amount. Does this make sense, guys? So you must make sure that you put this different. Otherwise, you're going to lose marks. Does everything make sense so far? Thank you, Luke. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, always use salary expense from the employee side. That's why I have drawn a line for you here. So if you took the information on the left-hand side of this line, is employee. On the right-hand side, employer. To show that you, and remember we just did UIF, né? To show that you understand me, let's focus on the payee, the pay SUN. So let's record payee. How am I going to record that? What will be my details? Who can tell me? What will be the details for payee? I just want to check if you understood what I just did. Just tell me what to write for the payee as the details here. I'm focusing on the pay now. I'm focusing on this amount now. I'm focusing on this amount, this amount. Masha said expense, Sean said SARS, Z said salary expense. Let me write it down so that we can agree, okay? Massive salary. Thank you so much. You are correct. MJ Phoenix said you're correct. Ngateko, you are correct. And I'm gonna put this, and then I'm gonna put SJ, and the amount is 20,016.38. Can you see this? I put pay salary expense pay here because it comes from the employee. And we know for sure that you will never ever find payee under employer. Do you understand that? Because the employer doesn't pay tax for you. But let's say for the sake of understanding, I want to check if you understand. What if we had payee under employer's contribution? How will I record it under details here? Who can tell me? If we had payee, but we will never have it, I just want to check if you understand me or not. Please someone tell me, what if we had payee under employer's contribution? MJ, you are on fire. Ngateko, you are on fire. Phoenix, you are on fire. Because you need to have the word contribution. I think now you understand, guys. So now, let's go to SDL. How are we going to record SDL? What will be the amount? Let's go and check where can we find SDL. We can find SDL here. Jessica said, why did you say it's always employee? Because the employee is the only person who pays tax. The employer does not pay tax for you. So only the employees will pay payee. Payee means pay SUN. So the employer does not pay tax for you. Like for TJ, he's the one who's going to pay for tax. But when it comes to UIF, Jessica, UIF is paid by both employee and the employer. Can you see now? Yes. Thank you. Now, let's go to the next one. Let's talk about the SDL. How am I going to record SDL? Under the details here. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for SDL. Here's the SDL here. You can see SDL here. How am I going to? Sean said SDL contribution. Thank you so much, Ngatelo. Sean Gatego, thank you so much. I'm going to say SDL contribution. SJ. How much is it? 669.68. You see that? That's how you record. And again, what if we had SDL? Guys, I know you will never ever have SDL on the employee side because the SDLs are only paid by the employers. That's a fact. So, but let's say, for example, we had SDL under employee. How would it look like here? How would you record it under the details here? I just want to check if you understand me or not. I'm saying, what if we had SDL under this employee here? How would be the details? Sean, you are on fire. You are correct. You were supposed to record, thank you, Nkateko. You were supposed to write salary expense in brackets SDL, but you will never ever find it because you will never find SDL under employee. So, yes, because under the NP, EMP, because it's a liability. If I put them on the credit side, it means we owe them to SARS. Yes, they will always be on the credit side because we owe them to SARS, okay? No problem. Guys, these are the only things that we need to record here on the credit side. And then now we must just give me the total for me. Please add for me. I want the total here. I want the total. And just going to do this. Oh, this thing doesn't want to write. What is the total here? My total is, let's see, 21680.28. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you for MJ, Jessica, Sean. Thank you, Mininsa. Thank you so much. So that is the total. Guys, you need to be careful. In the exam, if they don't tell, remember, this is what we owe SARS. We owe SARS 21,680. If they don't tell you to pay them, you must leave the account like this. Can you see now? You must leave the account like this. So they need to tell you to pay first before you pay. So let's say for this question, they did not say you must pay SARS. This account will be complete like this. But you must always check from the information, guys. So I'm not gonna go to the previous slide, because I'm gonna lose the information. You know, VC Learn, when you go to the next page, you lose the information. Let's say, for example, for this, they said we must pay them. They must give you a statement of paying them. So if they say you must pay them, this is what we are supposed to do. It's like balancing the account. Which side is the biggest? Is the credit side. So you're supposed to copy this amount here, 21680.28. This is what you, okay, I'm just going to put it in lines again like this. This is what you're supposed to do. And it means we were supposed to pay this 21,000. So I will come and put it here and say 21,680.28. Yes, even the dates are important, but I'm not going to put the dates here. I'm just going to put, and I'm going to say bank, CBP. This is how it would look like. Only if they told you to pay. Can you see now? You were supposed to have bank. Remember, if you pay, you use CBP, you say CBP, and you pay the amount that you owe. That's how you pay. So you only have this entry on the debit side only if they told you to pay. But if they did not tell you to pay, you only have to have this side on the credit side. Let me see, yes, if you understand what I'm saying. Thank you so much. So your EMP is complete, guys. So if you don't have any question, we can try another one. Can I move to the next one? I think yes. So I'm gonna, because you liked EMP, guys, I'm gonna go to the one that I wanted to do first. The first one was this one, okay? Okay, let me show you what I meant. Yeah, can you see I told you only have to pay when they told you to pay? Check here. In this case, they told you payments to SARS. Can you see now? They must first give you this statement before you can pay. So in this case, yes, we did the right thing by paying. Can you see now? The statement. But if there's no statement like this, you don't have to pay. If you pay, you have got nothing to lose, but you are ink. Okay? That's what's going to happen. Now, let's open the next account, which is creditors for salaries. Again, guys, you need to understand the account before it can make sense to you. This side is debit, and this side is credit. It won't change. And firstly, you need to understand the account first. What this account to you? This account is a liability. Why do we say that? If you see the word creditors for salaries, it means these salaries are owed by you as a business to your employees. So the word creditors means a liability. Again, I don't say you must do these things. This is how I do things if I don't understand. I'll put an arrow like this. Never mind the skewed arrow. I'll put an arrow like this. That's a fact. We learned this before. So I'm going to follow the same technique, but be careful here. When you say creditors to salaries, it means you mean the amount that you owe to the employees. So you can only owe the employees their net salaries. So I just write net salaries so that I cannot make a mistake, because we've got different types of salaries. So before I record in this account, I just do this. So the same technique, it means already I can see which amount am I going to use. Why must I write the net salary here? Is because I've got a net salary here, and I also have the gross salary here. Can you see now? So I must know that I must not use gross, I must use the net salary. So I know the amount that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use only this amount. I'm only going to use this amount. Not that gross amount, not this one. Not this one. I hope you understand what I'm trying to do. Okay, so I hope, ladies and gentlemen, you are still following. Now, using the same technique that we've been using, I want to test you guys. What do you think will be the details for this amount? Remember, I must record this amount here. So what is the details? Use the same technique that I used under ENP. Don't change yourself. I'm going to see. I'm going to wait and see what you're going to write. So tell me, guys, before I tell you. Guys, I really don't know what to say, guys. You're on fire. So it means I'm going to just do the same thing, because the information has been taken from what? Has been taken from the employee side. I'm going to write salary expense. So in brackets, I can just write net. So for this one, even if you don't write net, it's still okay. Can you see now? Because we know that it's net, but I would prefer to have net. And then we just say SJ, and the amount is 52363. Guys, can you see that if you respect the technique, you will never go wrong? Do you see the light now? Do you see some lights at the end of the tunnel? Do you think you see some lights? Any questions? Do you see some lights, guys? Yes. Thank you, Warwick. I think, guys, Warwick, you see some lights on behalf of everyone because no one said yes. Thank you, Jonah. Thank you. And I'm happy, guys, if you are happy. And unfortunately, this is the only entry. But remember, who can tell me? Do you think that we need to pay them? Do we need to pay them? Tell me yes or no. Do you think that we have to pay these salaries now? If so, how are we going to pay them? Yes, Marsha, I agree with you. So how are we going to pay them? The same way we did. Okay, I'm going to say the biggest side is. Thank you so much, guys. That's how we pay them. Guys, you are on fire, guys. I wish I was a millionaire. I will give you $1 million each. But soon I'm going to be a millionaire, guys. Don't worry. I'm going to give you what you deserve. Okay. Bang. Guys, you are on fire. Your haters are seeing flames. Let's show them. Let's show them. Let's show them. Let's show them. Let's show them, guys. You are on fire. Talk to me. SJ stands for Salaries Journal. Ne? Salaries Journal. This journal is called a Salaries Journal. Ne? SJ stands for Salaries Journal. Or CPJ, you are correct. No problem, Sean. Guys, this is how you were supposed to deal. Yeah. The date will be the date given to you. I'm not going to go back. I think the date will be it's the end of the period. So for this one, I'll go back. I'll show you. But if I go back, it means I'm going to lose the information. So the date will always be given to you. If you are dealing with the 30th of June 2019, it will be the 30th of June 2019. It will be the end of that particular month that you are dealing with, Masha. Okay. But I'm going to go back, don't worry. So I'm going back. It means there's no question. Let me check the date for Masha. The date will be May. So in other words, it's going to be 31st of May 2019, the end of the month. Okay? It's going to be the date there. I hope you're okay, Masha. Let's continue. Let's deal with refund. Refund is the name. We need to go back. Let me check the requirements first so that you can understand. Because we need to understand what is refund. Okay, if you check here, remember they will give you this information, guys. You must read the information first. I just want to know who's refund. Okay, refund is where we pay our. Can you see here? Is where is the company where we pay retirement annuity funds. Okay, that is the refund. Now, let's go back. That is the name of the company. Okay, we pay our retirements to this company. Guys, the same technique now. So we need to ask ourselves, this is the company, the same thing. Because this money has been collected, it is owed to this. So still this company. Liability. Okay, it's a liability. And then like I did before, guys, debit, credit. This will help me a lot. I'm not saying you must always do this, but for me, as a beginner, I always do this so that things can make sense. And then this is what I do to make sure that things make sense to me. I don't change myself, the same technique. So we are going to, obviously, this is for retirement fund only. It's where we pay retirement funds. So we have to go and check only retirement fund. You can see we've got the retirement fund here. Can you see now? We also have retirement fund here. So meaning I'm going to use these amounts. I'm going to use these amounts. Using the same technique we've been using. Let's start with this one. Let's start with this one from the employee side. Let's start with this one. Who can tell me which details will I write here? Remember, this side is the employee side and this side is the employer side. Phoenix, you are on fire. Let me not waste your time. Who agrees with Phoenix? You are, Masha, you are on fire. Guys, thank you, guys. I think I'm wasting your time. I'm really, you don't need me at all. After this, we disperse. No, you don't need me. You don't need me. No, 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 no. You don't need me at all. You don't need me at all. You understand? These people pretend as if they need me. These people, you don't need me. My team doesn't need me at all. They do not need me. You do not need me. Remember, there's a difference between a need and a want. You must be specific. Do you want me or do you need me? Do you want me or need me? Okay, guys, this is how it must roll. You know what I mean? Okay, guys, let me not waste your time. I understand, Masha. But please, confidence, confidence. Okay, Tebi, you said need me. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. You know, if you say you need me, it's okay. But if you say you want me, it means you can live without me. Okay, now give me the other one. This one. The employer side, how is it going to be written here? The employer one. This one. Tell me what is the details here for the employer one. Sean, you are on fire. You are on fire. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. This thing is boring. You know, things which are boring, just leave them, man. This thing is boring, boring like nobody's business. Okay. Okay, guys. We know that in this exercise we need to pay. Okay, please tell me how to pay. Okay, I think you know how to pay. Let me pay and then you tell me if I'm wrong. This is how I'm going to pay. Or you can tell me how to pay. Thank you. Okay, Jonah told me bank. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Guys, no. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. If you are happy, guys, I'm happy. Guys, don't say don't be lazy to write these things. You are writing this for marks because people can say, must I repeat myself like this? You repeat yourself because you need the marks. Just repeat yourself. Don't worry about the ink. I can subsidize you. Okay. So this is how it must look like, guys. Guys, do you think like you are on fire? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. 1 minute. Just one. Let's continue, guys. Sorry. Let's continue. So, yes. But the only challenge you must check, they're all liabilities. So as long as they're all liabilities, you must make sure that you do. They're all the same. Yes, they're all the same. Let's try the next one. This one is yours, guys. If you don't get it right, this one. If you don't get it right, detention, I promise you. Okay. So let's check here. We have got med health is where we pay medical aid. And then like you tell me we've got med health, medical aid. We only have medical aid here. Please tell me, how will I transfer this one? I'm waiting for you. Remember, if you don't do it, detention today. So just tell me how to record this one. Okay, who agrees with Masha? Salary expense, do you agree with Masha? Sean, who agrees with Sean? Okay, no, I think I also agree with Sean, so you are correct. Thank you so much for that. So I'm going to have medical aid. Don't forget the word contribution, guys. You're going to lose marks, okay? You must have medical aid contribution. And the amount is how much? Is 5375. Okay. So please, if you are lost, let me find you now. I don't know. I don't know about this, Huma. So I'm not sure. They can ask you anything, but there's a better chance that they can ask you accounts. I can say 80% chance that they can ask you general ledger account. They can ask you this. Ne? But if they ask you to record in those journals, I think it's good. Just follow the information. Just put the names. They will give you the columns. Just follow it through. But based on my past experience, they normally ask you the GL accounts. Okay. Any questions, guys? I think you know how to pay. SJ stands for Salaries Journal. SJ stands for sometimes they will give you their own code. So SJ stands for Salaries Journal there. Okay, no problem. So let's pay quickly. I'm gonna pay. And I'm gonna pay. And then let me know if you're lost, guys. Yes, I'm also going to ask Doreen to email you. I'm going to give you everything. So you're gonna attach this question and then on the email. Okay, so I will do that. I will do that. No problem. Please, questions, guys. Remember, this is not a meeting. Eh? You can't say because your friend understands and then you also understand. Okay. So do I. So do I. We don't do those things. So make sure that you ask a question. I'm just giving you a few seconds. I know I didn't give you a break, guys. Don't worry, it's almost there. Eh? So, or do you need a break? 5 minutes? Okay. Masha, it will depend on my availability because I've got other boosters. So I'll see if I can do that. But for now, I can't promise. But I'll try my best. But because of time, guys, can we focus? Because what I realized from my past experience, there are many students who are still struggling with the general journal where there is VAT. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about. Maybe can I take an exercise on that one? No problem. Just yeah, because I can't touch on everything now, guys. I think most students are struggling on that. Let me just check if I can find it. Find it. Okay, guys, I'm trying to put the slide, the information here on the. It will come now. It will come now. Let's see. I think this is the question. I think so. Sorry, guys, it doesn't look good at all, but I'm just trying. Let's see this one. This is the information that, sometimes I know students, they struggle a bit. Let me see, which one can I take now? Let me take this one. Okay, just hold. I'm just trying to check. Okay, now let's go through this quickly. Now, this question, as you can see, guys, they will always give you this information, and they like saying perpetual. And what matters most is this one, is markup. I want you to look at this markup. So the markup is 25% on cost. You must bear this in mind, okay? 25% on cost. So that is what is important that I'm gonna look at. So this is very much important. Okay, so bear in mind this, the markup is 25% on cost. And then we know that we're charging 15%, and all the amounts are inclusive of VAT. Remember, I think you're used to this situation, okay? So I'm gonna go and check the transactions there. So let me zoom a bit. I know the reason why they are too small, guys, is because I'm trying to fit everything on the same page. Can you see my question here? Let me see on the chat if you can see this, guys. I know it's not that visible, but please bear with me for now. As long as you can see the question. Jessica, which one? Back where? You want me to go to which one? To which one? Slide. The first one. Jessica, are you referring to this one? This one? No problem, please. Okay. I can go to, can scroll to the next one. Okay, no problem. Let me go back. Yes. Now, I'm going to take the one that normally challenges people. So, like this one, I'm going to take number 9. This one, number 9. I'm going to deal with number 9. Okay. Now, here they said the owner took goods for private use. I think already we know the account involved. And they gave you the selling price, and they gave you amount of 1,500. Can you see now? So what you need to do, you need to make sure that you know which accounts are involved first. Okay. So firstly, because I see own use here. So own use already, obviously, I'm gonna have drawings. Remember, I'm just trying to show you how to record. Don't worry. I know time is not on my side. I'm also having another booster after you guys. And then for own use, and then at a selling price. So he took the goods. So even these goods, remember we're using the perpetual system. What do we call goods? We call goods trading inventory or trading stock. Okay. Thank you so much. Can you see now? So, and then remember we are VAT vendors. And then the fact that they said it's excluding VAT, it doesn't mean that you must exclude VAT. So you need to make sure that we have got VAT. Okay, we need to have, let me just draw a line. We need to have VAT. And remember, we need to understand which VAT is that. So I'm just going to write VAT for now, and we can decide thereafter. Remember, I'm just analyzing for now. We need to have VAT. Why? Because we are VAT vendors. Okay, so at least I can see the accounts that I need to have. Okay, so I can put them here one by one. The main one is going to be drawings. And then the other account is going to be trading. Remember, I'm just analyzing for now, trading stock. And I'm analyzing for the beginners. Can you see now? And then now we must decide on the VAT that we have. And then we need to have, because of space, guys, I'm gonna put VAT. I'm just gonna squeeze it here because I want to put them next to each other. Okay, who can tell me which VAT do we have here? Is it input VAT or output VAT? Before I can tell you, tell me which VAT do you think we have here? Thank you so much. It's output VAT. Okay. Thank you so much. Output VAT. Thank you. So these are the accounts which we are going to deal with. Okay. And thereafter, we need to know, I don't know your level of understanding so far, but what I normally do, I ask myself, please tell me if you don't know. I'm just going to write because of space. Drawings are owner's equities, and then I'm gonna debit. If it doesn't make sense, this is how I do it. And this one, I'm just writing, guys, because of time. It's an asset, and it's going to be and this one is going to be liability. Please ask me a question if these accounts are not making sense. That's how I analyze. Remember, I expect you to know your account equation. So if you know your account equation, you'll understand. So please let me give you an opportunity. Maybe you don't understand the why did I debit and why did I credit. So if you don't understand, let me give you an opportunity to ask. Okay, it means everyone understands. Okay. So after doing that, I need to ask myself a question here and say, out of these three accounts, which account is the main column? Who can tell me which account is the main account? Which account out of the three is the biggest of them all? Is the main account here? I agree with you, Phoenix. I agree with you. It means drawings is the main account. And why must I know that drawings is the main account? Because the main account will take the amount inclusive of VAT. Can you see the reason why I must do that? So the drawings is the main account. Can you see? Okay, let me write before I go further. So remember, the account that is debited must come first. So I'm going to say, okay, here, I'm going to have drawings. Drawings. And then I'm going to have trading inventory. And I'm going to have output VAT. This is how I'm going to record. Can you see now? So because I know drawings is the main account, so the main account is the account that is going to take the amount including VAT. Can you see the importance of knowing the main account? I know that the amount that I'm going to put in line with the drawings must include VAT. Okay, but now let's go and check the amount. Can you see they gave us the amount of how much? Of 1,500. And this amount is excluding VAT, meaning already I know that this amount cannot come to drawings because the amount is excluding VAT. Obviously, if I have to record that amount, it will come to what? To the trading inventory. I hope you are following. But there's something that I need to check once again. If you can check here, the amount given to us in this case, let me change the color. The amount given to us here is given to us as what? As a selling price. And you and I know for sure that when we record the drawings, we don't use selling price. We need the cost price. So that's something that you must check in the exam. They will challenge you. you must always look for the cost price. If they give you the selling price for the drawings, please do not use it. Please use the cost price. Do not use the selling price. Meaning our responsibility is to change this 1,500 to be a cost price. Because if you record this 1,500, you will lose marks. So write it for future reference. Drawings of goods must always be at a cost. If they give you the selling price, do not use it. Use the cost price. And in this case, we can calculate cost price because we know that they gave us our markup. Remember our markup was how much? Our markup was 25% on cost. Remember? So I don't know how did your lecturer help you to, okay, just calculate the cost. Use 25% on cost to calculate the cost price for me. What is the cost price of this 1,500? I can see 1,200, I can see 1,875. Which one is correct? The correct one is 1,200, meaning our cost price is 1,200. Can you see now? Because the markup is on cost. So my students, I use the simple method. I didn't use, you can use any technique, but what we can do for this 1.2, let me show you here. Let me draw a line here. This 1.2 here, you just have to say 100 divided by 125. That's how I showed how I prefer it to be done. That's how we can calculate, guys. Guys, please, you must go and revise how to calculate the markups because it will take me some time to check. I think some of you, the reason why you got 1,875 is because you used the markup on selling price, okay? So make sure that you know how to do that, okay? So this amount, remember, this 1,200, 125, we just said 100 plus 25, Tristan. Remember the markup is 25. So you just have to say 25 plus 100 to get 125. Do you get it? I wish I can have more time to break down the markups, no? But that's how we found it, okay? Now remember this amount of 1,200, I think you agree with me. If you disagree with me, please let me know. This amount is excluding VAT. I think you agree with me. Because the selling price here is excluding VAT, meaning the amount that I calculated is excluding VAT. So remember, the amount excluding VAT cannot come to drawings. Automatically, I know that I must come to it's 1,200. Can you see? That amount will be for the trading inventory. But if this amount was including VAT, it was supposed to be on what? On the drawings there. Now I can find my VAT or I can find my drawings, but I prefer to find VAT first. Please use, VAT is 15%. Please use VAT, calculate VAT for me for 1,200. How much is VAT? How much is VAT? Phoenix, is that is 180, né? And then yes, you're correct, Phoenix. VAT is gonna be 180. And then obviously when you add the two, you get 1,380. Can you see this 1,380 is including VAT? So like we said before, the drawings must include VAT. Let me write it for you guys for future reference. So you must make sure that you include VAT here. So this must include the fact. As long as you are a VAT vendor, you must know that you must include VAT, okay? So please make sure that you know how to do that. So this kind of a transaction always confuses students. They don't know what to do. Can you see? Because some students should have used, they would use what? 1.5. If you use 1.5, you are incorrect because 1.5 is the selling price. We only need cost price. That's why they gave you the markup of 25% so that you can convert this selling price to the cost price. Let me see yes here if you understand what I'm talking about. If you don't say yes, you will never see me again. And if you don't say yes, I'm going to call you a name. Okay, thank you so much for that, guys. Guys, I think we've been very productive. I wish we can have the whole year together, but unfortunately, you know that we cannot do this thing forever. But what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna send you this link, guys, and I'll see if I can give you another one. But I'm not promising, guys. It will depend on my availability, guys. But other than that, guys, thank you very much. You have been very good, and your participation was up to, like I'm telling you, the level was very convincing. So thank you very much, guys. Go and relax, and good luck for your exam. Please don't forget to subscribe. Okay, go and subscribe. Spread the word, family and friends. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.